Hello, Rich, Jerry, and Beth. Here's your sewer scope. Yep, that's me on the roof there. That's the easiest access. The clean out cap on this old cast iron pipe is just frozen on there. I banged on it for a little bit, but just as easy to drop down through the main sewer stack pipe. It's about a 24-foot drop to the bottom. You'll see here in just a moment. There's some cut-in PVC sections for some newer plumbing in the house. Right on your right that's where the clean out is. Moving forward, I would probably say if things progress with this property that cut that off, or basically you can hire somebody to come in, cut it off, and just put a more accessible plug there in case you ever do need to access the line. We're in cast iron, and we're going to stay cast iron for the rest of it, with the exception of little cut-ins like this. That's an access point or a fixture somewhere on the property, just to gain access to the pipe. I don't believe it was repair damage, but cast iron for the rest of the flow through here. For whatever reason, sometimes, right when you drop into a pipe, they're holding water here a little bit. There's a couple places where we're holding some water, some low spots. I don't know if it's anything more than just a low spot in the pipe, or it could be just buildup that's causing that some damming of water. But what I was saying was, buildup in a pipe. I mean, a lot of times you'll drop into a pipe, and just directly there, right underneath the house, there'll be a fair amount of buildup. But then as you move along, not so much. But then towards the end of the pipe, you tend to grow or have more. And that's the case here. I mean, we're starting to have a fair amount of buildup on the bottom of the pipe. Maybe 20% along the bottom. You can see it right there on the side as well. Cast iron tends to get coarse on the inside of the pipe. It corrodes on the interior. So it tends to catch stuff, especially if you make the mistake of pouring bacon grease or cooking fat down the drain. This is what ends up happening, is you get this buildup at the bottom of the pipe. So not necessarily what we want. My recommendation in the written report is going to be to, at some point in the near future, have the pipe cleaned. And that's the city connection right there, the drop into the city. So altogether 101 feet, including the 24-foot drop from the roof. Have the pipe cleaned, and then typically what ends up happening is when the technician comes in and cleans out the pipe, they also re-video it, and good idea, just to kind of double check to make sure that there weren't any issues underneath whatever buildup there was at the bottom of the pipe. But all in all, not a bad looking pipe. I am going to keep the camera rolling as I pull back. You're more than welcome to watch the return journey. As always, please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions or if I can be of service.